National dialogue. What the hell is a national dialogue? In Afrikaans, we call it a kakpraat sessie because that's all it is. You can Google it. Cyril Ramaphosa wants to hold a national dialogue to transform. What the hell does he want to transform? He said under Jacob Zuma, 9 wasted years. He threw Zuma under the bus. During his time in the chair, the country has gone even backwards, 1,000 times worse. A national dialogue. What do they want to talk about? Brigalia Bam, the first chairperson of the Open Society of George Soros, of the New World Order. She was eventually succeeded by Panchi Tlakula, a so-called advocate. George Soros and Klaus Schwab and the New World Order. The New World Order in Switzerland is accredited with a diplomatic status. How the hell can you have that? The Swiss that stole the monies from the people from Russia, 1917, 1918. The Swiss that stole the monies from the Jews in the Second World War. It came out. It came out. The Swiss goblins. Now they want to have a national dialogue. Meaning what? What can Brigalia Bam bring to the table? The doctrine of George Soros and Klaus Schwab, just to kill 2 billion people, and Bill Gates and his vaccines, along with Dr. Fauci, that killed millions of people in Africa, in Malawi, in Zambia, in Nigeria. And nothing is being done to them. Robert Kennedy Jr. has fired all 17 board members of the CDC, Center of Disease Control in Atlanta, who pushed this vaccination nonsense. Why do you want to go to war if you can vaccinate your opposition out of existence? And by the way, so what about collateral damage? Is this the year we are going to see people drop like flies? In all probability, on what has been said and what has been written, this will be the year. Already we have seen an increase in heart problems. But national dialogue? Cyril Ramaphosa and his criminal cadre has taken a Rolls Royce from the economy and turned it into a shithole, because there's no other way to describe it, for heaven's sake. Look at education. Wendy Luhabe, Sam Shilova, call himself Bazima, his wife said, under apartheid, education was better. Oh, by the way, she used to be Thabo Mbeki's Nyatsi. So, everything is being blamed on apartheid. Apartheid is indefensible because what apartheid did was, It attacked humanity. The problem was that there were lots of good people around who tried to make the system work. But there were also a lot of criminals around who tried to make money out of the system. Make no mistake, Johan Rupert's family comes from apartheid. Anglo-American comes from apartheid. They benefited from apartheid. They were the main authors of apartheid. Remember, in the 1960s, when South Africa had 6 million blacks, the growth rate in this country was 8% internationally. Nowhere else in the world. Apartheid was nothing else but colonialism on steroids. Africa was not allowed to develop industrially. Although, in saying this, in the 1960s with Ujamaa and so-called freedom, all the money moved from Africa to the Far East, the Congo, Kinshasa Congo, Belgian Congo, which used to have massive oil plantations, palm oil plantations. It all moved to Malaysia. Remember, the day the Congo got independence in the 1960s, the Belgians left en masse. There was one medical doctor left behind. And you want to tell me you're Christians? Is this Christianity? This is where apartheid had a problem. They wanted to believe they are Christians, but they never lived up to it. It's all about respect between people and respecting their cultures. A national dialogue at 700 million rand. Oh, by the way, they got a loan of 26 billion rand from the IMF. Taking in Cyril Ramaphosa's time, the national debt of 2.7 trillion rand to 4.5 trillion rand. Just the repayment on interest is 2 billion rand a day. Where has all the money gone? I don't see it in infrastructure. And if there is infrastructure, it is second-hand, it is risky, it doesn't work. But Cyril Ramaphosa has got 78 billion rand. He shares in Shanduka. He shares in MTN. He's shareholding in Alexander Forbes, which manages the government employee pension fund, of which 40% of their investment, which is over 1 trillion rand, is at risk. Investments which cannot be recouped. And now you want to have a national dialogue? Siya Kolisi, in Chasing the Sun 2, Rassie Erasmus said, the biggest thing in South Africa is South Africa, not Siya Kolisi. Now he's been drawn into what you can only describe in English, and excuse the French, as a clusterfuck. Is this the end of Siya Kolisi? Remember, in the World Cup final, when he berated Marx on the field, that video shot was telling of his leadership. But is Siya Kolisi anything else without Rassie Erasmus? Pulling him into politics of a dubious nature. And then you have Rolf Meyer, the ultimate Afrikaner imbecile. Rolf Meyer in 1992 was tasked with Operation Rodeo, whichever way you want to pronounce it. This was the creation out of the NEL, out of Armscor. After 1994, Rolf Meyer became a director at the NEL, which director fees were over 50,000 Rand a month, for 2 terms of 5 years each. He wanted to stay a third term. ANC then deployed him to somewhere else. Rolf Meyer, one of F.W. de Klerk's buddies, along with Kortbroek Kalgat van Schalkwyk and Leon Wessels, they've got to come and tell their stories. And it's not a story of honor. It's a story of duplicity. It's a story of selling out. Since 1994, what has happened? Polarization has increased in this country. Racial relations have been poisoned. Julius Deadman walking Malema. Yes, the AIDS is knocking him over. Unfortunately, not fast enough, because he's a criminal and he's Cyril's stormtrooper. He's preaching to the brain dead and the have-nots. This is about have-nots and haves. And the problem is the have-nots believe that those who have is because it fell from the sky. So what are you going to talk about at a national dialogue? About having Nando's every day for lunch? Seeing that the founder of Nando's is one of the people? I don't know who advised Cyril Ramaphosa, but Cyril is a criminal. Why has nobody charged him? Act 12 of 2004, Section 34. If you suspect corruption, you must bring criminal charges. Failing to do so will render yourself guilty. And yet, Helen, very intelligent Zille, does nothing. The Western Cape pays 160 billion Rand, according to Nat Miller, in income tax per annum to the National Fiscus, of which they get 60 billion back. I spoke to Alan Winde, the current Premier, in the 1990s about fraud and corruption in Plettenberg Bay. Not a stand-up guy. He lacked backbone. He lacked guts. Why don't the Western Cape raise a levy? Anybody immigrating to Western Cape, you have to contribute, because the infrastructure there was never built for so many people. I've been in Crossroads and Khayelitsha. People don't understand what's going on. And this is the problem in this country. News 24, Koos Becker, and the other newspapers, make no mistake, Rand Daily Mail, The Star, Independent Online, Iqbal Survey, who garnered 4.6 billion Rand from the government employee pension fund via the PIC in an illegal fashion. But nothing is being done. So what do you want to talk about? Let me give an example of a national dialogue. After the First World War, the Bolsheviks were very sensitive to counter-revolutionary actions, in their words. So they called for a national dialogue, national conference in Moscow, and invited all the extremists, all the counter-revolutionaries through the world to visit. It had the effect of identifying everybody, firstly. A guy by the name of Sidney Riley, who was from Polish origin, a British spy, a very good spy, during the First World War against the Prussians and the Soviets. The British didn't believe him, so he said he'd go and prove, because he will not come back. They will assassinate him. And that is what happened. He disappeared. Story is, he was assassinated in a forest outside of Moscow. 2 shots to the back of the head. What is the problem with the world? History is repeating itself. History is repeating itself. Cyril Ramaphosa is pushing Marxist ideology. The University of Pretoria, the legal department, they are espousing Marxist ideology on the basis of that whites are not human. What do these so-called Afrikaners do at Tuks? The legal department has become a sex warehouse, warhouse, and drugs. And these people are carrying on. Advocate Katoibe, a so-called very intelligent guy, he knows what it is, but he pushes it because they're using race as a reason to steal and to destroy. People don't understand. South Africa is governed by a black majority. And we've got 142 pieces of legislation against a white minority. What is wrong with this picture? But the world bends over backwards. Cyril Ramaphosa should have been arrested for crimes against humanity the moment he set his foot in America. Forget about whatever convention, Geneva Convention, forget about whatever diplomatic convention. Look what happened in Second World War. Diplomatic immunity. Diplomatic immunity is only an excuse for criminality. We had the latest fracas in the DRC, where we lost 14 troops. We are South Africa. It took 2 months to get them back to South Africa after lots of mediation because the money was not there. Where was the money? The money was stolen. The money was stolen. The allegations are that Cyril Ramaphosa is part of stealing 1.5 billion rand from the Defence Force, along with Nosiviwe, Mapisa, and Kakula. So are you going to discuss this at the national dialogue? Too much discussion, too little action. Too little action. A national dialogue, 700 million rand. Who advised Cyril Ramaphosa? Speed Steyn, the Spark woman, Rudy Dix. Who really advised him? His handler, Johan Rupert? If there are people against whom charges should be brought under Act 12 of 2004, Section 34, it is Rupert, it is Oppenheimer, it is Steven Kruger, it is Christo Wiese, because they've all been benefiting from the criminality of what's happening in this country. People are slating the criminal system, criminal justice, with reason. Shamila Batoy, totally incompetent, out of her depth. Whatever she says is nonsense, whenever she opens her mouth. And always behind it, there's a group of whites. People such as Tory Pretorius, Chris McAdam. Always whites behind this whole damn situation. The judges, make no mistake, they are laboring under tremendous pressure. There are good people in the legal system, but they are all compromised because they are all under pressure. The old saying, he who pays the piper plays the tune. He who pays the piper. And this is what is happening. White South Africa, you gutless bunch of people. Julle slap gatte. You don't take action. Anton Kruger is sitting in Hermanus. He's been fighting a case with the provincial government about the illegal use of water. Contrary to the legislation, contrary to the permits, people should be prosecuted. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The police do not know what to do because this is a classic Marxist dogma. Neutralize your security services firstly. That is how it is to be. Look at the police service. Look at the defense force. And it's very interesting. Whenever you talk to retired military people, the excuses they come up with. I've been there. I know them. Now they have these parades in the Transvaal for the fallen of the various units, which can only be praised, but all for naught. Ons sal lewe, ons sal sterwe. We will live and we shall die. It's not for us to question why. Since when? Since bloody when? Tell me this. Who are you to tell me I am not to live? Don't tell me it's about patriotism. Patriotism is the bane of the criminal, of the gutless. Quo Vadis, South Africa. Quo Vadis, where are you going to? Africa was not allowed to develop. If you have no electricity, you have no Bitcoin. That $100,000 plus value of a Bitcoin means nothing if you have no electricity. Eskom, before 1994, had 350 personnel. Today, there are 2,200 personnel. Eskom cost 800 million rand to build at the time. They are producing electricity today at 2 American cents a kilowatt hour. Why don't we have more nuclear reactors? Nuclear has gone through a development phase. There's a lot of talk about nuclear development, nuclear builds for the future. China, as we are speaking now, is busy building 30 new nuclear reactors, which will come online within the next 5 to 10 years. 56 gigawatt of electricity. What is China doing? They are creating an economical system with electricity and economical activity. They're going to flood the market, the world markets, with manufactured goods. Already the Chinese vehicles are becoming superior to American manufactured vehicles and more affordable. China doesn't need to fight a war. They are winning the war on the economic front. And now you want to have a national dialogue? Perhaps you should talk about South Africa having more Chinese influence in the structures, because the Chinese will bring discipline. They will bring discipline. The Europeans are decadent in the extreme. The Americans are waiting for Israel to finish off Iran. The two top dogs in the Middle East. And the Arab world is supporting Israel. Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. They're assisting Israel in combating missiles and drones. And now the Americans and the British and the French too. The Iranians have for many years been buying oil out of West Africa, because oil is money in the bank. Even the destruction of the Iranian oil refineries. Unless the oil out of West Africa is contained, they will have money. And now the Ayatollahs want to flee to Russia. The question, Putin hates the Muslims. His battle with the Chechens. And now the Ayatollahs want to flee to Russia? It doesn't make sense. Putin was using Iran because as a counter to the West. A national dialogue. A national dialogue about the destruction of a country, about destruction of the education system, of the health system, of the defense system, of the justice system. You can't bring in people such as Louise van Rijn from Stellenbosch or Professor Wim de Villiers. They have questions to answer. I have one question to them. In 1915, according to Professor Gillamy, who wrote the book Maverick Africans, 150,000 pounds was sent from the goldfields by a certain Hofmeyer for Afrikaans, not Afrikaners, for Afrikaans, which should be valued today, I don't know how many millions of, hundreds of millions of rand. What happened to those monies? What happened to Afrikaans? The problem is there are no leadership. There are no leadership. Even Thabo Mbeki, one of the major criminals, said, but who are the leaders? The Freedom Front cannot be the leaders. They're very isolated. The National Party, which went up into the DA, where are the leaders? And it all goes back to one thing. Since the Boer War, everything has been about money. Everything has always been about money. The National Party got involved at that time in the Angola war situation because Foster believed Henry Kissinger against communism. This while the National Party itself was a National Socialist organization. The problem is there are no leadership. Not white, not black. And the blacks have got to make this country work. They are in power. They know what to do. Or do they? National dialogue for 700 million rand. Are you going to have Nando's every meal? That's why you've got the founder of Nando's invited. We know you like nkuku, chicken. There won't be any runaways, by the way. How do you intend playing it out? For 700 million rand. A national dialogue. As I said, hier kom nog 'n kakpraat sessie.